So, folks, we need to talk about the fact that Donald Trump has not been in good health recently. There have been a lot of articles written about his swollen cankle situation, and it's kind of gone from being like a cankle situation to like a, dear God, what is happening to that man's body? Cronenbergian body horror might be more precise. And he has been seen with like plaster amounts of makeup on his hands to cover up IVs. And we've been seeing this unfold, and he hasn't seemed particularly well when he's been out and about in front of cameras. He's been forgetting the names of aides that are standing right next to him. He's been forgetting where those aides are when, again, they're standing right next to him. It's been not particularly good. And obviously, a lot of this can be written off as, oh, well, it's just Donald Trump being Donald Trump, because he kind of has a track record of just doing that. But this does have me wondering. So the White House press pool noted today that Donald Trump has no public events scheduled at all this weekend, which is unusual for him. But that on its own wouldn't be enough to like raise some eyebrows. However, they haven't seen Donald Trump for like 3 days. Like the White House press pool, the people whose job it is to like see the president, haven't seen him. They didn't see him today. They didn't see him yesterday. That's weird. That's really, really weird. And additionally, we have JD Vance going out and giving exclusive interviews yesterday to USA Today with the quote, "If God forbid there's a terrible tragedy, I can't think of better on-the-job training than what I've gotten over the last 200 days," which is really weird. That's really weird. Like, if he's totally fine, that's a weird thing to say. It only really makes sense if, you know, he's on his way out. Additionally, the Daily Beast had this story earlier today, which quotes a conservative strategist coining the term MAGA Hunger Games to describe what is happening behind the scenes at the White House in response to Trump's health apparently being on the rocks. Now, again, we don't know anything specific about his actual current health condition, if they are talking about like, oh yeah, no, don't worry guys, we got JD Vance waiting in the wings. That's weird. And it does not instill me, as somebody who pays attention to this for a living, with a great deal of confidence that Donald Trump's doing okay, especially when they've cleared his entire schedule for the weekend, just as he is going into a season of negotiation alongside Republicans in Congress in order to try and secure a budget for next year. What does that mean, MAGA Hunger Games? Essentially, what the article goes on to describe for the Daily Beast is that there are a number of conservatives behind the scenes jockeying for positions of power to ingratiate themselves.
Bernie's presidency.
I mean, it could be. It could be, Sam and Moose. Thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Appreciated. Very, very much. Basically, it's a bunch of the conservatives in his cabinet jockeying for Vance's favor, you know, trying to, you know, ingratiate themselves or shore up, you know, conservative support. If, again, as this consultant, political consultant alleges, if that is true, like they're all freaking out and trying to negotiate to maintain power. Okay? So, obviously, let's just take a quick trip down hypothetical lane. I actually think that this would be a great thing. I think that if Donald Trump were to pass and we had a President JD Vance, I think the likelihood of JD Vance being able to hold together this coalition is low. I think that, again, as we have seen time and time again throughout the last decade of Donald Trump's like endorsement and riz is non-transferable. Okay, JD Vance Well, let's just. I want to show you guys an interaction he had with the public very recently. And again, this is why I think that it would be good for us. You know how like there are some people where you can point out their numerous flaws and everyone just still thinks they're a swell guy, even when they're doing crimes and like hurting the people around them? That's Donald Trump. Do you know the kid in high school where someone looked at them one time and they had like a mustard stain on their shirt and then they became like Mustard Kid? That's JD Vance. All right? Like, dude can't even order a donut like a normal human being, right? Can't do it. Can't do it. He does not have the cult of personality around him.
JD Vance doesn't have the charisma to appeal to the MAGA base. Also, Vance's handler, Peter, looks to be in poor health himself, from what I have seen.
Mackenzie L, thank you for the $5 super chat. And also, I don't know if what Teal's, I don't know, is it Teal, whatever. I don't know what his health condition is, but if we lose him and Donald Trump, the world might be beginning to heal. But I'm not going to hold my breath for that. But here is the interaction I was talking about.
Oh look! It's Couch Fucker! You gonna fuck a couch, buddy?
Right here. Do not go past
Go fuck a couch, JD Vance! Go fuck a couch! Oh look! It's Couch Fucker! You gonna fuck a couch, buddy?
You gonna fuck a couch, buddy? Like, look, all I'm saying is something like this would never stick to Donald Trump, but like, it sticks to JD Vance because he's just a loser who doesn't have like the aura of like money that Donald Trump has. He doesn't have like the the television career that Donald Trump had. He has none of that. What he has is a bunch of money from Peter Thiel, and as we've seen in Wisconsin, money can't buy political favors after a certain point, right? The people of Wisconsin came up against the money of Elon Musk, and they said, hell no. And I think similarly, in this particular case, no amount of money is going to be able to shore up this coalition behind JD Vance. The knives are going to be out, and people are going to be, like, double-crossing each other because there is going to be a power vacuum the size of Saturn in the Republican Party. That's it, right? Like, the one guy, the one center focus of all of this fascist energy is Donald Trump. It is not transferable. And I think that overall, this will... Obviously, JD Vance might still be able to do some heinous stuff. I'm not saying that he would be unable to do it, but I do think the odds of a lot of those worst-case scenarios go down drastically under JD Vance.
They will glue a calculator to his corpse and claim he is eye-driven.
Yeah, that's the modern version of Weekend at Bernie's. They just hot glue a calculator to him. We fixed him, guys. Robert F. Kennedy headed the surgery himself. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Anyway, I think it is worthwhile to speculate about Trump's health. There's just a weird confluence of different factors. There's combined with the public-facing statements of various officials in close proximity to him. And I do want to check. Some people said there were ads for JD Vance 2028 on Truth Social. I don't know if that's true. Yeah, I'm not. Obviously, I'm not seeing them. But like, if that is true, that would be very interesting as well. Thoughts and prayers.
If he had any riz, he'd lean into that hillbilly elegy shit and say, "That depends. Are you a couch? 'Cause you got a purty mouth, hum."
Jesus Christ. I mean, I personally do hope that he is in the process of passing away, but we will see.
The day the big beautiful obituary drops DC is going to be so much fun.
Right? Like, I think that people would really be celebrating. Like, I know I am. I'm just gonna level with you guys. If Donald Trump passes, I'm gonna be getting crunk. We're gonna have ourselves a little party stream. But, you know, we'll see. I'm not saying that this is confirmed. I'm just saying it's pretty interesting. Especially, and I'm just gonna throw this out there, bottom of the barrel slop bins like Unilad are putting out articles about what actually happens if a US president dies in office, as JD Vance's strange response about Trump's health. Like, this is setting off alarm bells for, like, people who normally don't give a shit. I don't know. I find all of this fascinating.
Hell, yeah, every time anybody says his name is gonna be all about drink.
Yep. Late Bloomer 66, thank you for the sub over on Twitch. I do still see recent Truth Socials that look like Trump wrote them. But also he has a social media team with his access to his Truth Social. I don't know. Drink for every gone too soon.
As Trump's doctor, I recommend an infusion of Nuggies and Diet Coke.
Trains and bullshit. Thank you for the 625. The cynic in me assumes that even if Trump dies, that the past 8 months are unfixable and we'll have the rest of my life to undo the hole we're in. That's true! You're not wrong! This man and this political movement have robbed all of us of our middle ages. If you were young when Donald Trump came onto the scene, you're gonna be old by the time we fix this shit. Like, and it's doubly frustrating because the Democratic leadership we have is so feckless and cowardly that even in the negotiation letter that Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries put out, they don't even have any goddamn demands to, like, move the budget forward. Like, they could just straight up demand that Medicaid needs to be restored to full funding. Otherwise, like, the government gets shut down and Republicans get blamed for it. So, like, we need strength now more than ever. And we need that strength so that we can fix what has been broken. Oh yeah, globally and, like, geopolitically, we will never reclaim the position we had prior to Donald Trump. That's just a fact. It will be generations until other nations can trust us the way they used to. And that's just kind of the nature of the beast. Sometimes I think even if Mamdani gets elected, if they try and jail Mamdani, like New York City riots, you know. Pluvius, thank you for the $5 dono. Appreciate it.
An analogy for all you gamers out there. It's like Minecraft. It's really easy to dig straight down, but once you do, it takes a lot of effort to get back to the surface.
True. Anyway, Donald Trump might be dying. It's pretty exciting. Just don't go and, like, bet the farm on it.
Riverboat Jack is going to town. All the viewers gather around. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's